All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to unpack a wild theory about the very nature of our reality. We're talking about a cosmic battle for control of everything we know, and it's all laid out in our source material. So get ready.
So let's just start with a huge question, right off the bat. What if everything you think is real isn't? What if it's all just a highly advanced simulation? And more importantly, what if that simulation is about to crash and get a full-on system reboot?
Okay, so here's the core idea. The source material paints a picture of this epic struggle, a tale of two grids. On one side, you've got the artificial electrical grid, which is described as the synthetic control system. And on the other, there's the organic cosmic energy grid, a natural force pushing for our evolution. It's basically a cosmic tug-of-war for our planet and for our minds.
So let's start with the dark side of this story, the artificial control system. The source describes it as nothing less than a prison for our entire planet.
This control system is called the net of Indra. Now, the source defines it as a draconian net, and in this context, that's referring to a hostile reptilian alien intelligence. The whole point of this net is to act like a prison, to keep our energy stuck, stagnant, and to basically cut us off from our own natural evolution.
And what does this net actually do to us? Well, it casts what's called the sleep spell of Kingu. This is basically a state of suppressed awareness. It's maintained by that electrical grid, and interestingly, it's linked to the moon. The idea is that it literally locks our subconscious minds, trapping us in this limited reality and blocking us from ever reaching our true, higher potential.
Now this is where it gets really fascinating. The source uses an awesome analogy to break down how this whole control structure works. Think of it like a video game setup. Saturn, it says, is the PS5. It's the central computer, the main frame running the whole show. The moon, that's the TV, the projector beaming out this holographic reality we live in. And the satellites, they're the cords, plugging everything in and connecting the entire system.
But, okay, it's not all doom and gloom. There's another side to this cosmic battle. According to the source, a massive cosmic awakening of consciousness is happening right now to counter this system. So what's sparking this huge shift? The source claims it's these incredibly powerful cosmic rays. They're apparently streaming in from the magnetosphere, which is the origin of that authentic, organic cosmic energy grid. And their purpose is nothing short of a fundamental upgrade to our human DNA.
In this DNA upgrade, well, it apparently creates a split. The source material talks about two totally different strands of humanity. On one hand, you have what it calls indigenous or chosen DNA. This is characterized by full ancestral memory, like the original software. Then there's the Canaanite, or NPC DNA. And yep, NPC is for non-player character, just like in video games. This type is described as having fragmented memory, basically disconnected from that organic cosmic grid.
And it gets even more specific. The source gives us a number, 144,000. That's supposedly how many people have this authentic, upgraded DNA. These are the ones who are said to be directly plugged into the real cosmic energy grid, with a direct line to the North Star, Polaris.
Okay, so cosmic battle, two grids, upgraded DNA. You're probably thinking, where's the proof? Right? Well, this next section dives into what the source claims are real-world signs that the old artificial system is totally falling apart as we speak.
Remember those cords we talked about, the satellites connecting the whole control system? Well, check this out. The source points to claims that Starlink satellites are falling out of the sky every single day. In this theory, that's not just space junk. That represents the cords of the prison literally being cut, weakening the entire artificial reality.
And it's not just happening up in space. The whole power structure down here on Earth is supposedly shaking apart too. The source identifies what it calls an unholy trinity of control. Washington, D.C. for military power, London for global finance, and the Vatican for religion. The claim is that all three of these pillars of the old world are destabilizing at the exact same time.
And then there are these specific political events that are being pointed to as evidence. Things like Prince Andrew stepping down from his royal duties. Or get this, King Charles and the Pope praying together for the first time in 500 years. The theory frames this not as a sign of unity, but as a desperate last-ditch ritual. Even actions by Donald Trump are interpreted through this lens, like demolishing a part of the White House to mess with energy ley lines, or wanting his face on a new bill.
Okay, so all of this leads us to the grand finale, the final piece of the puzzle, the one thing that's supposed to be the catalyst that accelerates this whole cosmic reboot. And the source gives it a name, Comet 3I/Atlas. Now, in this theory, this is not just some random comet streaking across the sky. No way. This is the main event. This is the trigger for the final stages of this whole cosmic shift.
And to really drive home how strange this comet might be, the source brings up this quote from astrophysicist Avi Loeb. He talks about a black swan event, or a Trojan horse. I mean, that's a perfect way to put it, right? Something that looks totally natural on the outside, but is actually something else entirely on the inside.
And they've got a timeline for this, so you might want to mark your calendars, because the dates are coming up. October 2025, that's its closest pass to the Sun. Then, December 19th, 2025, it gets closest to us, to Earth. In this theory, these aren't just astronomical dates. They're major appointments with destiny.
Okay, now you've got to see this, because this is where it gets really deep into the symbolism. The source calls it the resurrection code. They are literally decoding the comet itself. They say it symbolizes the phallus of Osiris, which is all about resurrection. Its alleged weight contains the number 33, a huge number for resurrection. The neutrinos hitting at a 90-degree angle, that symbolizes completion. Even its green glow is supposedly linked to a high-level spiritual consciousness called the spirit of Melchizedek.
So that's what it all comes down to, right? After everything we've explored from the source material, what is this thing? Is Comet 3I/Atlas just a comet? A chunk of ice and rock on a predictable path? Or is it a perfectly timed catalyst sent here to shatter the old simulation and unlock a brand new reality? According to this theory, the answer is unfolding right now, all around us.